What is going on, Warriors? It is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. Okay, we're here finally, and Lord Bison or Overlord Bison is finally here. And as you guys already are aware of as well, you're probably greeted by this message telling you guys to update, and you're going to get some free special summon tickets as well as faction coins as well, times 10. Definitely, definitely. I appreciate that. When I heard about this update stuff, I kind of was wondering if there was going to be something else new that was going to be going on behind the scenes. There's something new. Nothing to really. Father's Day, meh, boring stuff. Luckily for me, like I said, I'm not typically major hunter when it comes to these sort of characters. So I can still pick between Suitable and Psycho Dan. I have no idea what I'm going to pick yet. I'm going to figure that out once it's on the final day. But we are here to discuss Bison. Okay, so here's going to be my first take on what I was considering the new method of how I'm going to try and be, reviewing these characters, kits, and analyzing the characters as well. The first things first is I've gone through the kits. Okay, pretty simple. Like for me to pretty much explain how the character works better, all that kind of stuff. I've gone through the kit, so I definitely sort of like understand the characters to a good degree. First things first is this guy is Bison Part 2, and almost everything I kind of predicted seemed to be the case. All right. As you can see here, the passive for the regular Bison is considered Return to Inferno. Typically what happens is that once he gets to the battle, he's going to be blasting people, whatever. And now there's now a new thing that's been added to Bison. I guess maybe that's why the update is important. And I'm going to show you guys something real quick here, okay? As awesome as Bison and Overlord Bison are amazing together, you don't want to, apart, you don't want to put them together. And I definitely actually put this in motion as well. Okay, so now when it said if there's a surviving friendly fighter other than M Bison, then this fighter receives fatal damage. The fighter's HP will not fall below 1. So you see, one thing I told you I was going to make him way better than the original Bison is that rather than him having that, what's the other one? Let's just look at the regular Bison real quick here. I think it has to do with fatal damage or something like that. Yeah. Rather than just being fatal damage, this one you cannot reach it below 1, just kind of like what Trend Ryu kind of has. That kind of already eradicates the fact that the likes of Evil Ryu, any other person who pretty much repeat people, destroy people who they have damage immunity, he's no longer in that category anymore. So that already puts him one up over this regular Bison. Okay, now the second one, like I mentioned before, was to have his Return Inferno become even more devastating. All right, in terms of the case of the new Bison here, one thing I actually talked about was maybe the Return Inferno actually reflects your own damage, but I think he actually is something totally entirely different here. Now, if you think the way Vega's attack kind of hits out right on the stretch and goes is crazy, this is even more nasty. Okay, and we're going to be showcasing this in a second. All right, the first thing I want to let you guys know is this guy is overpowered. This guy is broken. All right, he is totally broken. But there's something I'm going to show you guys first of all. Like I mentioned before, I want to read this stuff real carefully, real quick here, so we can actually get through it as quickly as possible. You guys can already tell I'm not wasting time. This guy I'm going for next. Trent Akuma can take a back seat. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be sleeping on an opponent character like I did with V Squared. We're not doing that, okay? But we're going to go right ahead and try and analyze what I'm talking about here real quick, okay? So we're going to read this stuff carefully because they're sort of tied. This part first instance is very important, okay? It says upon entering the battle, deal so damage. You guys know how this actually works. Now here's the key part. If there is a surviving friendly fighter other than Overlord Bison, when M Bison receives fatal damage, M Bison gains immunity for damage for 3 seconds. So if they coexist and it's dependent on them, so for example, if there is anyone that actually is alive and is between the two of them, they don't get this passive at all. What that means is that they're going to be destroyed as easy as ABC. They're going to have their, scrawny, weak, whatever, and they're going to just go. Now we're going to showcase something real quick. Two things real quick before we actually proceed to the next one. Because right now we are on the sense of having two Bisons in a team. And that's one of the reasons why I actually like this event here. Pretty important for us to actually express what we're talking about here, okay? One of the places where you can actually face Bison. This stuff is a breeze, okay? I'm going to go into that other spot real quick. This is a breeze. This total breeze. In most cases, I was kind of pairing Bison only one other character. Whenever you have somebody like that, you pair a character, just one other character, weak, whatever, just someone who can actually just perform a C1, that person's already top tier, guys. I don't even want to hear any other person's perspective. Okay, you know what? You all have perspectives, but I'm not going to be arguing too much because I'm sure you guys are probably going to be 100 with me, and already ton of you guys have already switched whoever you're aiming for to Overlord Bison. All right, so look at the team who we're facing here right now. We've got Goken, all right. We've got Oni. We've got like the caliber of the opponents are crazy. We're going to be going through that in a bit, okay? But what I want to express here is real quick. I actually did not read it initially properly, and that's why I actually went to Bison when I wanted to do this review here. That's why the test was quite important because I was eager to see what would happen if these two were on the same team, right? Because you guys know, typically either of them's survival depends on someone else too being alive. So I was a bit worried that if it depends on one person being alive, and then you have these two Bisons here, and one is alive and the other one is kind of like taking it, then are they ever going to die, right? So I tested it out, and I found that you're going to see the result. And now I'm glad that when I read the stuff, because like I said before, the first time I was just trying to make sure I understood the character. So kind of breezed through real quick. I kind of missed the whole M Bison part being alive and didn't realize we were talking about the other Bison. But now that we realize this, check this out, okay? We're going to go right in and just have these two characters face this whatever. Here's what's going to happen. First of all, look at that. Look at that Return to Inferno. I believe we didn't see, I don't know if the other Bison did something, but look at, we haven't shown a punch, and this is what is happening here, okay? But here's what's going to happen. Look at this. We already lost Overlord Bison. Real quick, that's what happens. So, what they have done is that you don't want to have these two Bisons, which is kind of amazing because it means you can have two teams of Bisons. Because, typically the first thing you guys want to do is if you have like a character of similar whatever, you want to kind of test both of them out together, right? This is not going to allow that for sure. So look at this one instead. I'm going to pick just any of the characters. I'm just going to go right ahead and pick who I would consider the weakest. He is also the fastest. We're going to put him right there. Maybe I don't think he's as good as Guy, right? And all the other characters are better than him. He just provides speed, right? Let's go into the battle and check what happens this time around, okay? Now I'm going to actually make an attempt to actually play this. We are talking about the top two guys in the game in Goken. And well, not exactly top two, but look at this. Already almost taking them out. And they actually have two ice to actually go through. Now look at Bison here, still trying to survive. If I get a chance to do my second super, I probably would have won. But like I said before, we picked someone who wasn't really strong, and we actually waited a bit. We can try it again, okay? Gonna go right ahead again, because I'm pretty sure I used two characters. At the most, I can easily use three characters and win this battle. And look at the caliber of opponents that you have on the other side. Real quick here. Okay. So let's see, is Bison going to go right here? As long as Bison's protecting, we are in good spirits here, guys. Look at that. I'm not even all I did was one round of special, waiting to do a second round, and Uni's just chilling in the back, arms behind his neck, all that kind of stuff, and Bison's just dealing damage without me actually hitting on a button. This is all defensive work, guys. This guy is easily the best character in the game, including, in fact, we don't even want to talk about the turtles at this point, guys. Like Chaotic Starlight is so going for this guy. Now, second thing I want to go for if I actually go right ahead and proceed to find out things about the character as well. We already saw who we faced, led by Goken. You have Oni at the back as well to let you guys know there is no problem for this Overlord Bison at all. Jury, yeah, she can be tough. Ivory, you guys, they're telling you that you can't do anything to him anymore. Look at the other opponents. The caliber of opponents that are in this particular battle, And we talk. They even put like almost Team Faden. This is almost Faden. There's like almost. But guess what? Breeze with two characters. Breeze with one character. Like you don't need to start shuffling regards to that. So Trial Realm, easy bust, guys. So now let's get back to what we're dealing with here to actually conclude this particular review right here, okay? I'm already getting ahead of myself. Let's get back to the gallery and let's go back to Overlord Bison real quick here, okay? Now, the first one here, it typically works like original Bison. There's not one thing I've also noticed as well is that if you read these kits, this is one of the most underwhelming kit reviews you can actually go through. You really are going to, you know what? Summon a Phantom to unleash Psycho turn attack together that hits enemy in a large area, dealing soul damage that is equal to 418% of attack and reducing hit targets attack by 10% for 10 seconds. Okay? And of course, when you're level 3, if Overlord is active, this fighter crit rate will increase by 18% during duration. It looks pretty simple, right? But you guys saw the damage you did whenever you did the first one. Reason why is number one, soul damage, very important. Damage reduction is not in play. And then of course, secondly, we are already halfway through most of them's health bar by the time you're actually starting to attack. So this passive is really insane. Going back over here, it's called Invitation to Hell. You guys can see it before. And I told you guys before it was going to be Infernal. He is a balanced character, okay? And he is also technique, so he's not going to be power. You're going to need technique kits, to actually put on him. But it does say, other than Bison, which we've already addressed, when this fighter receives fatal damage, the fighter's HP will not fall below 1, which, like I mentioned before, was extremely critical to make him automatically better than the original Bison. And then this fighter recovers 60% of max HP over this period. 60% of max HP. It's practically almost back, right? And of course, Invitation to Hell, would be unleashed. There's going to be a vortex. It's going to be under a random enemy, and it's going to pull all of the people together. That's how it pretty much is described, right? Increase attack by cannot be healed by other fighters. After triggering Invitation to Hell, attack will be increased by an additional 15%, stacking up to 60%. This guy is a beast, guys. And going back to what I was trying to conclude in here, after triggering Invitation to Hell for the first time, Overlord Bison will enter the Infernal Overlord state, which you already understand, until the end of battle. Kind of like, does a return Infernal for regular Bison, Infernal Overlord, in his case, just OP'd the regular Bison, okay? Now, of course, damage intention will increase by 20%, on level 2, which you're going to have already. As you can see, it's already get to level 4. And of course, level 3, the Vortex summoned is going to Agony Vortex level 3, so normal level 1. And upon entry the battle, Invitation to Hell will be unleashed once, okay? However, the damage of Vortex summoned will be reduced by 25%, okay? So, this is like just really crazy. That's all I can just say here. If we go to, and one other thing you have to notice that this Bison actually has a C2 and a C3, which in my opinion makes it very important, because whenever he does do the regular Bison does the Return of the Infernal, typically he's taking too long that he cannot actually use his C1 anymore. His C1 is practically almost like a waste, because he's going to overlap the chance for you to use it, and that used to be one of the disadvantages of the regular Bison. This one is avoided right now by pushing the the super combo just one step ahead, so you have enough time to recover from the Invitation of Hell, or the Invitation to Hell, right? And you're already back to do your combos as well. So this one actually says summon a vortex beneath a random enemy. The vortex will continuously draw in enemies in an area, dealing soul damage that is equal to 30% of attack. Then it ends with an explosion and deals soul damage that is equal to 182% of attack to enemies in an area. Let's try that out and see how that actually looks as well. I just want to go right ahead and I'll show you guys again. It doesn't matter what choice of super combo you're picking with this character, he is insane, guys. So we're going to go right ahead again, and once again, I don't really care about who I'm combining with him. I'm just throwing in random characters, maybe just arrange that just to make sure we have that extra speed and stuff like that. So we're going to go one speed. All right, we've got Avery there right now, already half hit. Go with the first one here. hit super combo, and then once you do this is the C2. You can see that vortex over there, but just going in, look, almost getting exhausted, I'm not even caring about timing on my combos. I don't care about this event because it is too easy. It is too easy. I'm just gonna add that, just finish him off. It is too easy, guys. This guy is nuts. We thought V squared was insane. Scratch that, guys. This is what could you possibly do to override this kind of Bison? That is a challenge here, okay? And it's also low-key scary, guys, but I'm not going to bring that up. It's just a major challenge. Now let's look at the last move here real quick, and we're going to almost conclude his kit soon enough. Almost everything's kind of self-explanatory here. Over here it says Infernal King Strike. Okay, vanish and appear above this. Now this move is pretty much sweet. Vanish and appear above the nearest enemy, then deliver a crushing blow to enemies in an area, dealing soul damage that is equal to 480% of attack. Also, the soul damage taken by hit targets will be increased by 8% for 20 seconds. Damage is increased to 561% of attack. If Overlord is active, soul damage taken is hit by targets. If Infernal Overload is active, the soul damage taken by hit targets will be increased by an additional 12% for 20 seconds. And of course, it increases damage of 489% of attack. Now, here's the thing, okay? Before we go right ahead and try and write off V squared, excuse me. Sorry to clear my throat right there. Before we actually go right ahead and write him off, he is still a beast, okay? Because V squared is going to be one person you can actually use to at least have a chance against this Bison, because you can take out the auto people as quickly as possible and not given the chance to go into, Overlord mode, right? Infernal Overlord. Let's just go Infernal Overlord, as it's pretty much called. But let's check out the animation right here of this particular move away from what you can actually see on screen. I totally love the way it actually works, okay? This Bison is hands down, the best. So we're just going to go different character here. We're going to pick someone to pair with him. Just pick this guy. His name is Guy anyways. Didn't do that on purpose, guys. So, 3 guys in a row. Hey, let's just get back to being focused. Look at that already. Nah, I don't think so, girl. And now I'm about to get it. We're not even attacking. This is us just staring at the screen. Just staring at, although he's about to be in trouble. We're going to go right ahead, and we actually need more than one character to showcase what I was going to showcase here. But let's just go right ahead and just let you know how easy this gets. So let's just go right ahead and just put two of these no. People that you're not going to care about. You're not even going to be thinking about who you want to select. You don't have to think about who you want to pair with them. I did not. This is the first mode I didn't even use, I didn't use, Mad Ryu, because I did not care about what was going to happen. So we go Bison here first. Let's go with some punchings right here. And now look at the animation of the last move here real quick. Did you see that when he did his Infernal Hell, he still had enough time to sort of recover and do the last move, because he did blast like around in the second whatever, but look at how sweet that move is, guys. Yeah, it's official, guys. He is pretty much the toughest, the best in the game. It's not even, I don't think it's going to be up for debate. I will be eager to hear other perspectives as to who else could be better than this guy right now. But here's what he's getting from his garage, right? After triggering Invitation to Hell, the fighter's damage bonus will be increased by 12%, while their damage reduction will be reduced by 12%. Stacks up to 2 times and lasts until end of battle. So that's what you're going to be missing when you don't have the 2 stars already. This is how crazy he is already. After triggering Invitation to Hell, damage sharing will be activated. So now this damage sharing too. That actually would help if he gets taken out first. That is if V square for example does take out everyone else along. I'd have loved to have seen him go up against V squared, but they didn't put V squared there. I guess they don't want to ruin his viability because it's still quite early and they still want people to still try and go for him as well. But after triggering Invitation to Hell, damage sharing will be activated. This will cause 20% of damage received by all friendly fighters to be transferred to Overlord Bison, last until the end of the battle. So pretty much, he's not trying to like hold you guys up as long as possible, just kind of like what Trend Ryu does. They did see that it worked well for Trend Ryu, so of course they're going to give him part of those strong traits as well. And of course, we look at the fighting spirit, all right, Infernal Scorn, and now it says elusive to Overlord Bison, exclusive to Overlord Bison, and it's called the Subtle Cloak. There is nothing subtle about this cloak right here, man. This cloak is too dope. There is nothing subtle about the cloak. But let's just go back to what I was trying to say here. All right, you get speed of 20%, HP 19%, 37%, and critical damage of 15%. All right, attack bonus being his major one. All right, and when Infernal Overlord is active, the fighter's attack can ignore 10% of target's defense. There are just more reason to just rip you to shreds. Now I like the assist skill, kind of similar to the original Bison assist skill, except that there's the vortex stuff in there as well. All right, it says when the assist fighter receives fatal damage, a vortex summoned beneath random enemy, the vessel will draw in enemies in an area that contains dealing soul damage equal to 265% of Overlord Bison's attack. Then to end with an explosion that deals soul damage that is equal to 146% of Overlord Bison's attack to enemies in an area. Can only be triggered once per battle. All right, and yeah, that's what that is. Of course, if you go to +10, if Overlord Bison is active, the vortexes of Invitation to Hell and Agony Vortex will deal additional true damage that is equal to 1% of the target's max HP during the attack. This is capped at 15% of Overlord Bison's attack, and +20 upon triggering Invitation to Hell, the attack of all other friendly fighters will be increased by 15% until the battle ends, which is dope. You're giving other attackers increased damage as well, and of course a +30 when Infernal King strike is unleashed for the first time and hits a target, summon a vortex beneath the target and increase the vortex damage for 20%, whereas equivalent to Agony Vortex level 3 under Steady Luxury. Guys, there's not much to say about the character. We try to make this go as quickly as possible, but this guy has too much show. We're already in 21 minutes. As you can see here, if we go over to one final portion that I actually wanted to look at again, let's go over to, actually we should use this, just go straight to, his, what am I trying to look for right here? Where are you? Okay, let's just go back. Yeah, the bio. We can actually have gone through the trial real quick from here, but there's something I would want to look at right now with what he currently possesses. Actually, I would like to go to where the Bison is, because you can sort of like compare them here as well. Guys, if at the bare minimum you want to put the Bison together, you probably want to keep the other Bison out. I don't think it will work still. I think if the other Bison exists, even if it's in tag position, this one is going to be executed. So you don't want to put Bisons together. That's one of the final conclusions about the Overlord Bison. Otherwise, it would have been too much of overkill, that sort of thing. So, and we're going to go right ahead and just take a look at the original Bison here. I never took note of his speed, 121. He's 127, so slightly faster, but he does get more additional speed with his fighting spirit. But Overlord Bison for you guys, what do you guys think? I'm sure you guys are already like salivating as well. I held myself back to not open YouTube today, so I don't see comments yet. I want to make sure that I actually did the review with a clear mind, without any bias, without any influence, and give you my full, unbiased, review of the character. It is official, guys. Tier list not needed. I don't do tier list anyways. He's the best character in the game. Let me know what you guys think, guys. Otherwise, make sure you smash a like on the video if you don't, if you like it, and if you like the way this is where I'm kind of putting both the analysis and the review together. Let me know if this is how you like it going forward, because I want to just try it out. Most of the other ones probably won't be as long as this. This guy just had too much to show, and that's why we actually are at 24 minutes here. Otherwise, fun video for you guys to watch. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Turn on the notification bell so that way you guys can always get to my reviews. Otherwise, it's been your boy Shin with you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.